April. It's been a while. I can't believe I'm messaging you. Reuniting is just so exciting. Oh, wait a second. It can't be. Kelly? You're living in San Diego now, aren't you? I'm so happy I finally found you. It's been so long. What do you mean by finally finding me? Oh, I think you misunderstood me. I wasn't being creepy and actually trying to look for you this whole time. It was just a coincidence that you happened to move into the same neighborhood as me. Isn't that funny? Wait a second. You live here too? I was walking around our cute little neighborhood and then I happened to see you from across the street. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was really you moving in. I felt so nostalgic seeing you, so I just had to send you a text to see what you've been up to these days. I see. I guess that makes sense. It can't be helped, since it really was a coincidence. I'm assuming that you messaged me to break the tension early then, considering that we have a complicated past. After all, you stole my husband from me 5 years ago and ran away with him. I knew it. I suppose you're still mad at me, right? Well, of course I am. Who wouldn't be? My daughter and I suffered a lot from what you did. You did such a horrible thing to me, even though we were best friends. You took my husband, stole my friends, and completely betrayed me. I should be giving you a piece of my mind right now instead of casually talking to you like this. You're a sick person. But this all happened 5 years ago. Why are you still holding a grudge? I really don't understand people like you. Let loose a little. I seriously thought your anger would have disappeared by now, but I guess I was completely wrong. Plus, we have already broken up, so why are you still mad? What? After everything that happened, you guys decided to break up? I just don't get it. You were obsessed with him and stole him from me. You both ran away together because you were so in love. You wanted a whole life together and went through so much effort while I suffered. Then you just break up? Yes, I know that. But I have my reasons. Just let me explain, okay? David got fired from his job and wasn't making any money. I certainly didn't want to have to work and make all of our money. You know me. I want a relationship where the husband does all the money making and I sit at home relaxing in our expensive house. Once he lost his job, I lost interest. That's how it works. Plus, I recently have been fooling around with some coworkers. So you're having an affair with your coworkers? No, of course not. His coworkers. Did you read what I wrote? I don't want to work. Oh, even worse. I might have guessed. Anyway, why are you complaining and telling me all this? I also think you're really cold-hearted for how you're treating him. He lost his job and your first thought is to cheat on him? Then break up with him? Hey, don't call me cold-hearted. That's so mean. I don't want to hear those words from someone who remarried so quickly either. What? How do you know that? Today, when I saw you, you were with some other man. I figured that it had to be your new husband. Am I right? Why are you so interested in my life to the point where you're watching who I interact with? Anyway, you must have some good vision to see that. I'm not interested like that. Stop making this sound creepier than it is. I just so happen to have 20/20 vision. Anyway, if that was your new husband, I noticed he was wearing a nice suit. He was also wearing a super expensive watch. He looks like he's loaded with cash. I don't get how you were able to see all that, even if you have perfect vision. It was just so interesting that I had to get a better look. I didn't want to startle you, so I didn't say anything, but I did walk over where you guys were. Living a remarried and successful life must be wonderful. Okay, now you're really sounding like a stalker. Who does that? Instead of saying something, you followed me and spied on me quietly? Just stop, you're freaking me out now. And yeah, I am living a good life right now with a new guy. This all has nothing to do with you, and it's none of your business. I'm still angry with you and what you did to me in the past. It may have been 5 years ago, but I had to work through so much trauma. Don't contact me ever again. What? Come on now. I only wanted to talk. Let's just forget the past for a little while. You're still giving me the cold shoulder even though we have just reunited. Things are different now. Of course I'm giving you the cold shoulder. I have every right to do so. You weren't the victim, so you wouldn't understand how I feel. You were so awful to me. Anyway, goodbye. Oh, and if you see my daughter and me in public or in the neighborhood, please don't talk to us. We are nothing but strangers. Got that?
Hey, April. It's been a while since we've talked. So, how are you?
What the? Why are you messaging me?
You must be surprised since I'm contacting you out of the blue. But I just wanted to let you know that I've realized something important recently. Kelly isn't the love of my life. You are. I miss Rochelle and I regret leaving you behind 5 years ago. After everything I put you through, now might not be the best time to ask this. But would you like to move in with me?
Oh my god, it's just one thing after the other. What's with all this bad luck today? What did I do to deserve this?
What?
Just a little while ago, Kelly was messaging me too. Now my ex-husband who abandoned me 5 years ago is messaging me right after I finally got rid of Kelly. Today is just not my day.
Wait, what? Kelly was messaging you?
Yep, that's right. I moved into the same neighborhood as her apparently. All I wanted to do was live a new peaceful life here. Anyway, after she saw me moving in, she contacted me, talking about wanting to reunite.
Really? That's great. I need your help, April. I really need to talk to Kelly. First, where was the place she saw you from? Maybe I can try and find her there in the future. Please tell me everything you know.
What's going on? Did something happen?
She just dumped me. Since I lost my job, she left me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Kelly was telling me about all that. She said that since you're not making any more money, she has no interest in you.
Wait, she said that? All she cared about this whole time was my money? She never really loved me? I can't believe this.
Yeah, it seems like she was nothing but a gold digger.
Well, it all makes sense now. After we broke up, she did something strange. She stole money out of my savings account. On top of that, I tried contacting our daughter about all this, but she's ignoring me.
Why would you try contacting... Wait. What? You and Kelly have a daughter as well?
Yeah, that's right. The both of them are really close, so she's probably with Kelly right now. I haven't been able to get a hold of either of them.
This all seems really complicated, but what does this have to do with me?
It's because you're the first person I happened to think of. I thought that maybe if you move back in with me, my daughter will have another mother to come home to. It might make her feel better about the situation, and she would love to meet Rochelle and have a sister. It will all convince her to come back home to me. I also think we can start a new family, too. How does giving them a little brother sound?
I think that it all sounds ridiculous. What the hell are you even saying?
But I guess since Kelly is living nearby, it might complicate things, knowing our past. What if my daughter doesn't accept you and wants to stay with Kelly? My mind is going crazy right now. Will you just please try and contact Kelly for me?
I don't really want to do that. Plus, you sound crazy right now. You need to calm down. I also don't want to move back in with you or live with you. This is all none of my business. I don't want to be in the middle of your argument. Stop contacting me and involving me in this nonsense. Hey, April. What did you do? It had to have been you. You told David where I was, didn't you? It's all because of you. Now he knows my whereabouts. It will be harder to get away from him now. I decided to tell him later where you were because it seemed like he really needed to discuss something with you. He was also begging me to move back in with him and acting crazy. There's no way he said that. Come on now. Your connection to him ended years ago. He hasn't thought twice about you. Trust me. Anyway, I have a new man now. We've decided to get married. What? You're already getting married again? Don't you need to divorce David first? Yep, that's right. And I'll worry about the divorce process later. But this was all thanks to you that I was able to meet the new love of my life. Wow, you have strange taste in men. What do you mean by that? Let's see. You like to marry men who only have money, you're into men who already have a family, and you like men who willingly cheat on their wives and then abandon them. I wonder where you found this guy. But I guess this guy must have a strange taste too, since he's into someone like you. What? You shouldn't be insulting me, you know. Gosh, you're about to be so embarrassed. You can't even face your husband anymore, so don't say things like that to me, got it? And don't you dare make fun of me again. Wait, what are you talking about? Why did you say I'd be embarrassed and that I can't even face my husband anymore? I just can't wait to tell you who I'm getting married to. It's your new husband, Simon. Even though he's your new husband, he seems super into me. He even wanted to leave you and get married to me right away. What? I just couldn't forget the man I saw you with before, so I tracked him down. Unfortunately, it looks like I stole your man from you once again. Sorry. Anyway, he's super excited about our wedding. I guess in the end, I'm just way more attractive than you. What the hell are you saying? Even though we just met, he wanted to marry right away. It was love at first sight. I'm so good looking that he couldn't resist me. He recently proposed, and the ring was huge. Please come to our wedding. You can be my maid of honor. It will be so much fun. How dare you? You're sick and need help. How can you live with yourself doing this to someone? Ugh. So he's having an affair with you, huh? Knowing what kind of man he is, do you still want to marry him? He's the type to clearly cheat. Yeah, I don't care. Sorry for stealing your husband again. It's funny how life works, huh? I'm just too beautiful and good looking. Things like this just happen. Anyway, I'm sorry for your loss, April. Wow, you sure do compliment yourself often. You may have good looks, but I guess that makes up for your lack of intelligence. Oh, did you just insult me? How cute. Your man in his wonderful suit and fancy watch is all mine. So, please know your place. I honestly can't stop laughing at your poor situation. I really pity you. Honestly, people like you are the lowest of the low. People like you feed off of others' sadness to get satisfaction, and it's disgusting. You did all this to me after seeing me in the neighborhood once. You used to be my best friend. We had our kids at the same time and bonded over them. Little did I know that you would leave your husband and steal mine. It's sad that you turned out this way. Hurting other people is the only way you can feel better about yourself. Jeez, that was harsh. Don't say things like that. You were the one who approached me first and wanted to be friends, so don't act like this was all my fault. But it's also thanks to you that I keep meeting wonderful people. What? Do you really not have a conscience? Since I grew up lonely, all by myself, I didn't have any confidence. But then I met you later in life, and then you introduced me to David. I became confident, and David and I eventually had a daughter. Did you know that if you have a kid with someone, you can lock them in forever and take their money? It's wonderful. Simon and I have also talked about having a baby already. He really wants to have a baby with me. I bet he does. He loves my daughter so much, he always says he wants to have another one. I really can't believe this is happening again. I was always afraid this would happen again if I started seeing someone new. I knew that somehow you'd come out of nowhere and steal him. I guess you're the type of person who will be living a single life forever. Now I get to be rich with my new husband and live an easy life. Again, so sorry for your loss. Oh, but I should tell you a little something about Simon. He's unemployed. What? Hey, Kelly, I guess you really like my sense of style since I bought that suit for him. You stole my husband once and then you steal my new husband. I guess I give you props for that, so please do what you like. Even though he's unemployed, broke, and unfaithful, I hope you enjoy him. I don't care to see him ever again.
Wait, hold on a second. He's unemployed?
Yes, he's jobless and has no money. His name-branded suit and watch really make him look good, huh? I bought it all for him, and yet he acts like he bought it for himself. Oh, and he never plans on finding a job. If you like that type of man, then congratulations!
What? Unemployed? Doesn't plan on finding a job? Why are you suddenly saying all these strange things? I'm so confused.
I'm not saying anything weird. I also don't get why you're so confused. I'm only trying to tell you about him since you both are so in love. Oh, I almost forgot. Simon actually had a huge business project, but it failed. He lost all his money, so I was taking care of him.
Wait, he failed?
From the start, it was his idea, so it was all his fault. He worked for a big company too, so it was embarrassing. This all happened a couple of years ago, and he became super dependent on me for money. He has absolutely no talent for anything, and he was known as a failure.
What? That can't be true.
Even though he was a failure, I still liked him and took him in. But Simon still has a lot of pride. He thinks he's too good for any but the biggest companies, like the one he used to work at. He won't ever work again.
What? But then why does he wear a brand name suit and an expensive watch? He made it seem like he bought it. He even took me out to dinner.
It was an amazing and expensive dinner, too. Like I said, he has a lot of pride. He would never admit that I bought him that stuff. Even though he doesn't work, he likes to make it seem like he does. That's how he pulls you in. He's all about presentation. He probably used the money I gave him to buy you that dinner.
What? The money you gave him?
He acts independent, but in reality, he relies on other people for money. He talks a lot about how boring working for a company was as well. I think he's gotten a taste for being a bum now. I don't know if he'll ever be useful again. To be honest, I never really thought too much about what he's been saying. I make enough money, so I don't mind always helping him. In the end, I guess I just felt bad for him. I'm successful at the company I'm currently working at, so money has never been an issue for me. I'm living a pretty good life. It's kind of why I can't believe he's having an affair. I have money, and he was completely reliant on me. But, you know, how much money did he lose on the project he was working on? Is he in debt? There's just no way that this is the same man I saw talking to you that day. Anyway, since he worked for such a big company at one point, he has to have a bunch of money in his savings account, right? Savings? He has none. I pay for everything. Even our nice apartment.
What?
Also, since he was the only one working on that project, he had to take out a loan. Since I was helping him, I signed the loan in my name. He's been nothing but pain now that I think about it. I'm fine with you taking over now. He's all yours.
What? Is this all really true?
Oh, and do you still want my other husband, David? You can have both of them if you want. They are both horrible and unemployed anyway. My daughter might be upset, though. She did like Simon and his daughter. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that Simon is a father. He has a daughter. But you mentioned having a baby with him, too. Wow, you're going to have a lot of kids to take care of by yourself since you will be the only one working.
No, this can't be happening to me. I can't imagine what my everyday life is going to be like. I'm supposed to be rich.
It looks like you're going to have to work every single day to support your husband and kids. Possibly even weekends. Nights, too.
I don't want to live like that.
Well, I have to get going. I wish you and Simon happiness.
Hey, April. Please hear me out on something. So, Kelly came back home begging for forgiveness. I can't believe she really wants to make up with me after everything she did.
How interesting.
I heard about your recent conversation with Kelly. I found out she stole your new husband. She thought that he was rich or something, but turns out he's jobless and completely broke.
Yep, that's right.
It looked like he was wearing name-branded clothes and had a fancy watch on, but I guess it was all for show. When I first heard about your husband, I thought he was super successful. Then I heard you had another daughter, so I knew you had remarried and had a family with him. But you really turned this whole situation around on Kelly. It's his daughter, not yours. So, now she has to take care of another kid and her husband. That's got to be tough for her. Her dream was to be rich after all.
Yep, you're right on the mark. It's funny how quickly this kind of gossip spreads. You know a lot, but I'm actually starting to enjoy this.
Anyway, April, there's something I was wondering about. Since you're all by yourself now, aren't you lonely? You should move back in with me. Isn't this where we make up with one another and fall in love all over again?
What are you saying?
Well, my daughter needs a safe place to come home to. You can be a mother to her, and I'm sure your daughter will get along with her too. It will be perfect. I can see a wonderful and happy future for us. So please, come and move in with me. I bet I can make you fall in love with me all over again.
I am not falling for this. There is no way in hell that I'm getting back together with someone like you. Do not contact me again.
Please don't do that. I can see us having a family together. We can start a friendship with our daughters and have a baby of our own. Won't you get lonely all by yourself? My daughter will be so sad about my and Kelly's situation. You can help make things better. Just please consider it. We will be so happy.
What are you even going on about? I don't even care about your kid. The last time you even saw Rochelle was when she was 3 years old. It's been 5 years now and she's in elementary school. She doesn't even remember you except as the deadbeat who ran off when she was a toddler. Why would either of us ever take back the guy who abandoned us? I also barely remember your face. I forgot about you and completely got over you.
I have a reason for asking you all this. I can't be a single father.
I don't care if you're going to be a single father. When you left me, I was alone taking care of our daughter. I don't ever want to meet with you or see your kid. Also, you're 2 years behind on child support, so spare me any stories about how much you love your children.
Oh, yeah. I just forgot. Please forgive me.
I wonder if your daughter even remembers your face. Actually, let me ask her. As I thought, she doesn't. She also said she doesn't want to see you.
What? She said that? No way.
Even though she's still a child, I guess she has some good judgment. I'm sorry. It must be hard to hear your daughter saying that about you. But all this was your fault in the first place.
Hold on. This can't be happening. How did she forget what I looked like? I'm her father. I just don't understand.
You were nothing close to being a father, that's why. You left and I got remarried. You didn't even come visit Rochelle even once. No play dates or anything. You cut off all contact for 5 years and disappeared with Kelly. Gosh, isn't this conversation lovely?
You're kidding. This is not happening right now. She should remember me. This is all your fault for getting remarried. She remembers her new father's face and not mine. That's the real issue here. Ugh, this is all just great.
I wouldn't have had to get remarried if you didn't leave. You are being ridiculous blaming all this on me. I was actually kind of sad telling you how our daughter thinks of you, but now I don't care. It is what it is, and it's your fault.
No, just stop. I'm her dad.
This is your reward for abandoning us.
Even though I loved her with all my heart, I can't believe she said that.
And are you joking? Loved her with all your heart? I don't think you loved her at all. You are completely shameless for saying all this. It's laughable. You are completely unnecessary to our lives at this point. Now hurry up and disappear again. We don't need you. We don't care to ever see you again. Hey, April. What in the world did you tell your husband? Huh? Which one are we talking about? It's your fault for stealing both my husbands. Gosh, it's gotten to the point where I don't even know which one we are talking about. I'm talking about Simon. Your recent unemployed husband? Why is he so persistent? I told him several times that I wanted to break up since he was jobless, but he's not listening to me. He won't leave me no matter what I do. He's crazy. As I said, he has a lot of pride. There's no way he will let you break up with him. You're stuck with him until he decides what he wants to do. He acts like a child and makes a mess. He's annoying. It's like I have another kid around the house. I can't believe this. What the hell is wrong with him? Why is this happening to me? As usual, he's acting like a child. I'm so glad he's out of my life. Karma is so sweet.
And he was the one who wanted to get married and have a baby. He's the child here. He also told me that he would stay home and take care of the baby while I go out and make us money. It's so unbelievable. I just want to kick him out, but he won't leave.
Oh, but isn't that good?
How is anything about this good? What's wrong with you? I don't want to be the one that has to work. I wanted to live a rich and elegant life. I didn't want to work at all.
I mean, it's good to have someone at home to take care of the kids while you work. You guys are kind of the same now that I think about it. It's kind of funny. Also, you shouldn't say you don't want to work when you have kids to take care of. That's not very responsible.
Hey, April. I just came up with the best idea ever. How about we meet up and plan this out? We can work together and live in a nice apartment together with our kids.
What? Are you feeling okay?
That's a ridiculous idea. It's hard being a single mother these days, and living in San Diego is expensive. If we live together, we can easily take care of our kids. We would be able to save up our money living in a nice apartment together. Then later, we can buy a big house to live in with our kids. So please, it's a good idea. We can even share our money if one of us is struggling with something. So come on, let's live together.
No, thank you. I don't want to live with a woman who steals other people's husbands for money. I also hired an au pair for my daughter. She lives with us and uses one of the rooms in my apartment.
What?
Our living together won't work. It's not necessary. Maybe I can invite you over sometime. Or not. Sorry.
Wait, an au pair? What a lame excuse for us to not live together. And how can you even afford an au pair like that? Isn't that super expensive? Are you loaded with money or something?
Yeah, I'm pretty well off. I do it for my daughter because she needs someone around the house to take care of her while I'm working all day. My daughter can't just rely on anyone, so I got her a professional.
Ugh. Anyway, who cares if you hired someone? Please let me live with you. There's nowhere for me to escape. I have 2 unemployed husbands and kids. I need to get out of here.
That kind of life can't be that bad, right? It's a full house and an interesting situation.
What?
Well, I have work to do. No matter how many times you ask to live with me, I'll never say yes, so don't ask again.
Also, stop contacting me! You liar. There's no way you're making loads of cash by yourself. Wait, but aren't we friends? Isn't it great that we live in the same neighborhood now? It has to be fate. Pretty soon, I'm going to be broke. Please help me.
That's fine. I don't care. Bye. Enjoy your new life. I heard a rumor that Kelly's daughter doesn't like Simon very much and misses David. Kelly tried several times to get away from Simon, but she eventually gave in to his persistence. Later, they ended up getting married. They even had another kid. Maybe she ended up liking her new life after all. Good for her. Her dream of not working and becoming rich was brainwashing her. She became so cold-hearted because of it. Simon, of course, stays home to take care of the kids while Kelly works and makes all the money. I'm sure Simon really gets on Kelly's nerves. I mean, he has the personality of a child. I wonder what kind of work Kelly is doing these days to keep up with the bills. Maybe she has multiple jobs or something. Maybe she has to work nights, too. That sucks, but I find it funny thinking of all the possibilities. But I guess I don't really care. She's finally out of my life for good. 5 years ago, she stole my husband David, and now our daughter doesn't even remember her father's face. He was really the worst. He was so shocked about Rochelle saying that he started to finally pay child support again. He recently asked to come visit, but that's really up to Rochelle and how she feels about seeing him. I asked her, and she said she wasn't interested in meeting any more strange men. So in the end, they will not be seeing each other. It's my daughter's choice after all. Plus, I don't trust him. I also don't think she cares about him at all, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about seeing him again. We are happy living as we are.
Samantha, I was wondering if I could talk to you. I hope that you aren't too busy right now. Is now a good time for you? It's important, and I don't think it should wait. Good evening, Andrea. I have a moment. What exactly is the problem? By some chance, does this have anything to do with my husband? Oh, well, how did you know that's what this was about? It just so happens that I was around town today, and while I've been out and about for work, I passed by your home this evening. Oddly enough, I noticed my husband had stopped by your home. It's not difficult to identify Trevor's ridiculous truck. So, am I right? This is about Trevor, correct? Or would it be better for me to say that you've got some nerve to be bringing my husband along to your home in the middle of the day? But then you already know about us? How did you find out? I didn't think you were like that, Andrea. Going and getting yourself involved with someone else's husband. I thought that you had a little bit more respect for the sanctity of marriage. Or at least respect for your friends. So, you really do know then. I don't know what to say. Trevor and I, well, we love each other. There's nothing else I can say, really. But how long have you known about us? When did you figure it out? Love? Is that what you want to call it? I think the term that you were thinking of is dishonest, unfaithful, underhanded. How about backstabbing? You'll have to excuse me if I don't find your glorification of an adulterous relationship anything but sickening. You can save your theatrics when you're dealing with me, because this disgusting relationship doesn't have anything to do with love. How could you be so cruel and full of hate? And who are you to speak so spitefully about us? There are no circumstances that would make our love any less true than others. I don't know who you think you are. Your hateful rant is absolutely unforgivable, Samantha. Like you're one to talk about what's unforgivable. Please. It doesn't matter what endearing words you try to use to make this out to be any better than it actually is. What you and Trevor are doing is nothing more than a despicable fling. You know it's the truth. Stop trying to sugarcoat this. Someone that would stoop so low as to take someone else's spouse from them is undeniably the worst kind of human in existence. Do you not feel any guilt? Samantha, I understand that you feel angry. You have a right to be upset. But Trevor and I haven't been seeing each other just for some kind of thrill. We really, truly love each other. It's not like either of us wanted to end up in a difficult situation with all these other loose ends. That's just how life works sometimes. And now the two of us are really in love. Loose ends is putting it mildly. You're talking about my relationship with my husband. Maybe you think you love each other right now, but it's not going to last. I can promise you that. Will you hurry up and tell him that he needs to come home? I can't discuss any of this with Trevor if I don't have an opportunity to speak with him. So, in other words, that means that you're going to be discussing getting a divorce? There's a lot that Trevor and I need to talk about now. It's obviously a decision that him and I will need to make together. We have children, after all. Say no more. It sounds like it's already a done deal to me. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I didn't expect that this would go over so well. Nothing is going to happen if I don't have a chance to discuss all of this with Trevor. Don't make me ask again, Andrea. Right. Of course. It's important to talk things over, I suppose. I guess that isn't unreasonable. Well, I will let him know that you need to finalize everything. I can't be kept waiting forever, though. While you're discussing the situation with him, don't forget that Trevor and I already love each other. There's no point in trying to prevent the inevitable. I told you not to keep me waiting so long. How much longer do you expect me to just sit around? I don't want to have to spend any more lonely nights without the man I love. I was generous to let you have some time to get all of these discussions over with. Aren't you finished already? It shouldn't take that long to get this divorce settled. Open your eyes and take a look at the situation. His feelings for you are already long gone. He doesn't want to be a part of a loveless marriage. If I can be completely honest, I think it's terrible of you to try and keep Trevor and I away from each other. Hello? Trevor? We need to talk. Now! This can't wait any longer. Stop playing games with me. Where did you run off to? You can't keep trying to avoid this conversation forever. Look, I already know about the cheating. I don't care how uncomfortable confrontation makes you feel. You need to get over it so we can talk about what we're going to do from now. It has already been 4 days. You need to discuss this with me now. How long do you plan on keeping this up? The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can move on. I already know that you haven't gone to Andrea's house. I don't know where you've run off to, but can we please just take some time to talk about this already? Whether we get a divorce or not, you cheated. That can't be taken back now. You need to own up to this. If you keep dragging this process out, I will make sure that you're paying alimony and child support till the day you die.
I'm sorry for not getting back to you. Please don't do that.
Finally! It took you long enough, Trevor. What have you been doing? And where have you been? Where are you right now?
I've been staying in a hotel downtown.
Is that where you've been all this time?
Well, yeah. More or less.
And how exactly have you been covering the expenses of this extended stay of yours?
About that. I guess I've been using some of your money to cover it. I was going to mention that when we spoke, but...
Is that so? I should have guessed. I'll make sure to get a copy of the bill sent to me so I can add this to the divorce settlement.
Wait. Hang on a moment, Samantha. You don't need to do that.
I will not have this conversation over text, Trevor. You need to come home right now. Stop messing around and wasting my time.
Samantha, I can explain. Please, give me a chance to tell you everything.
Whatever it is that you need to explain, you can do it in person. I told you we aren't going to have this conversation over text. Come home now. If you aren't back here within the hour, I swear.
Okay, I understand. I'll be home as soon as I can. Please, just give me a little bit of time.
Andrea, are you busy? I have a few things I would like to ask you about if you have a moment to talk. Well, hello there. Hopefully you've been busy progressing things along, yes? Have you finished up what you need to for the divorce? It does seem like we'll be heading that direction at the moment. But before that, just based on my perspective on the situation, as well as everything Trevor has told me about your relationship, and he shared quite a bit, I need to ask you your opinion on some things, if you don't mind. It would be nice to hear a different perspective on things about everything between you and Trevor, and see if there aren't any inconsistencies. Are you willing to be open with me about this? Sure, it doesn't make a bit of difference to me. What exactly are you getting at, though? What do you want to talk about? I appreciate it. Anyway, first of all, from what I've been told, I'm under the impression that you and your husband aren't yet divorced, but aren't living together, correct? Because he's working an assignment abroad? I have to say, I wasn't expecting you to ask me about that. But that is correct. We are not divorced yet, but we are living separately. Once I knew that there wouldn't be any more bumps in the road between Trevor and I was planning on filing the divorce as soon as possible. I see. What about you and Trevor? How long has this been going on for? I think it's been almost half a year now. Maybe a little longer. I believe it was around 6 months ago when Trevor started bringing your children to and from kindergarten, right? Seeing each other more and more became such a delight, and it wasn't long before we fell in love with each other. And when the kindergarten was closed? You'd been seeing one another at your home, I presume. What about your children? Who was taking care of them when you were spending time together? I have been asking my in-laws to watch the children occasionally so that Trevor and I could have some time to ourselves. His mom doesn't like me much at all, and we've never been close to one another. Fortunately for Trevor and I, she loves her grandchildren very much. She's always willing to watch them for me. I can imagine that it's difficult and quite lonely when your only son is gone for business so frequently. She always jumps at the opportunity to have her grandchildren around, though not for my sake. I was just grateful to have more opportunities to spend time with Trevor. It would have been difficult to find time otherwise. It's relieving to hear that you at least had some decency that you didn't get your children caught up in all of your antics. Still, I can't help but feel bad for your children and mother-in-law. Why on earth would you feel bad for her? I told you that she doesn't like me or treat me well. You are only looking at this from your narrow perspective. She is unknowingly involved with and assisting you in stabbing her son in the back while you're having an affair. Do you think she would be watching your children if she knew what was going on? Oh, please. You're one to talk about being narrow-minded. You've got it all wrong. If I may give you another point of view on the situation, I see this as nothing but a positive for her. I want to make sure that my divorce goes as smoothly as possible. I will make sure that Jim gets custody of the kids. In a way, I'm doing Jim and his mother a favor. She will be able to spend as much time as she wants with her grandchildren. She won't have to deal with me anymore, too. Another major plus for that awful woman. I can't stress enough how absolutely unreasonable everything that you are saying is. In other words, it sounds like you are more than happy to give up custody of your children and leaving all of the responsibility to your husband. Of course, I wouldn't want it to go any other way. I would like to have children with Trevor someday. It'll be like a completely fresh start for the both of us. I am not particularly fond of the thought of having my children from my previous marriage growing up together with the new family that I want to start with Trevor. I mean, don't you think that it would be a bit uncomfortable? Is that really how you feel? At this point, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I appreciate your honesty about everything. It doesn't seem like you've been dishonest with me based on what I've heard from Trevor. There's absolutely no reason for me to be dishonest about our relationship at this point. I've been telling you the truth. We are really, truly in love with one another. There's nothing else to it. You may have been honest with me, but whether or not whatever there is between you and Trevor is genuine remains to be seen. None of it matters to me anyway. All I care about is making sure I have all the details I need to get a clear picture of this whole mess. Give me a break, Samantha. I've been direct with you about everything, haven't I? I don't understand why you won't stop talking about Trevor and I in such an awful way. Trevor and I just want to be happy together. Is that so much to ask? Don't we deserve it as much as anyone else? There are some things that you and I will never see eye to eye on, Andrea. Let's just drop it, all right? If I have to hear any more about how in love you think you are, then I think I'm going to lose my dinner. You aren't as funny as you think you are. You can be so hateful sometimes, Samantha. Anyway, that's enough of that then. I'll be going to see a lawyer in the next couple of days. I will keep you filled in. A lawyer? What do you need a lawyer for? You keep saying that you don't want this divorce to take any longer than it needs to, right? A lawyer will make things go a lot more smoothly and quickly when it comes to handling alimony and our joint assets. Ah, I see. Well, when you put it that way, I suppose it does make sense and would be much faster. Alimony won't be any issue, of course. I'm sure you already know that it won't be any problem for Trevor to handle. That goes without saying. Is that so? Well, that's comforting to hear. Well then, I'll be sending documents to finalize the divorce over to Trevor as soon as the details are figured out. In the meantime, he most certainly isn't going to be staying here. What do you mean? Why wouldn't he be? Because we're getting divorced? I don't want or need him around now that I've had my opportunity to speak with him about everything. So there shouldn't be any problems with me sending the documents to your address then, if he can stay with you. But, I mean, you aren't leaving the house? He is? That doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense. The house is mine. All of the documentation for the home is in my name. Oh, I see. I had no idea that's how the two of you had arranged things. Well, that shouldn't be an issue. When Trevor and I come together in marriage, our belongings will become one another's all the same. Isn't that nice? Keep an eye on the mail to get the documents to Trevor as soon as possible. Oh, Samantha, I couldn't possibly thank you enough for everything. Thank you so much for making this process so smooth. It almost feels like a dream. I never would have imagined that all these pesky divorce settlements could be handled so quickly, and all thanks to you. This couldn't have turned out any better. My ex-husband has full custody of our children, and on top of that, Trevor said he would be able to pay the child support. It won't be long before we'll be applying for our marriage certificate. I just can't wait to start my new life with Trevor. Thank you so much, Samantha. I really do owe it all to you. Samantha, stop what you're doing right now. This is important. I have wonderful news to share with you. Whatever you're doing will have to wait. It's finally official, and I couldn't be happier. Trevor and I are finally husband and wife. Even though we have been living together for 3 months already, but it really just didn't feel the same knowing that we still weren't officially husband and wife. All of our waiting has finally paid off, though. Thank you for going through all of the trouble to go out of your way to get in touch with me to update me about your situation. I didn't want you to be out of the loop. You've been so involved in the whole process. It wouldn't be right to not keep you updated. It's nice to know that all of the effort wasn't for nothing. I do have something I'd like to ask you about, though. Oh? What exactly did you want to know? Do you mind if I ask where you and Trevor are living currently? We're living in my condominium together. My ex took our children and moved into a new place, so Trevor and I have taken the condo. Really? Is that so? We've been enjoying spending lots of time together without any interruptions. It really has been wonderful, especially now that we are newlyweds. Both Trevor and I have been disowned by our families, but honestly, it doesn't matter one bit to me. The only thing that matters is that I can be with Trevor. Did you ask your ex to move out of the condo, or did he volunteer to do that of his own accord? Isn't the condo being leased in his name and not yours? How exactly is that working out? Surely he would have canceled the lease. When exactly are you moving out and into your own place? I assume Trevor hasn't gotten anything if he's been living there with you. Oh, well, about that. Or did you have the condo changed over to be in your name? Had you not thought about any of this? I guess I hadn't thought about it. Well, I guess now that you mention it, I can't really remember having discussed it with my ex. I don't think we did anything in terms of documentation for our home. It sounds like you don't know anything about your living situation, or even have a backup plan. Don't you think you should be figuring that out? Or discussing something with your landlord to get it sorted out? Oh gosh. I can't believe I overlooked all of this. I was so caught up in enjoying my time with Trevor. I need to discuss this with him as soon as possible. We might need to find a new place to start our family together. Maybe we will be able to purchase our own high-rise condo downtown. It would be such a beautiful place for a family. I'm sure you've already made up your mind with what you want to do anyway. Oh, you know me so well. That reminds me. There is one last thing that I wanted to mention to you. What else did you want to know about? Feel free to ask. Why exactly did you get involved with Trevor to begin with? Be honest with me, because I don't think you have been. I think you left out some important details last time we talked to each other. What do you mean? Do you think I've been lying to you? Are you accusing me of having some kind of ulterior motive? If so, you've got it all wrong, Samantha. It really doesn't make a bit of difference to me that Trevor is making so much money. I mean, sure, it's nice that he is making 6 figures a year, but I would love him no matter what. 6 figures? It's true love. You shouldn't doubt me so much. The money really doesn't matter to me one bit. It honestly barely had any influence on me at all. Sure, it is lovely to have a man that makes so much money, but it's not like I went out of my way to find a man that is making over $100,000 a year. That would be just awful of me. It's only a coincidence that the man I fell in love with is so wealthy. Andrea, I think that maybe there is some misunderstanding. Trevor doesn't make nearly 6 figures a year. It's my career that had been bringing in most of our income throughout our marriage. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know how you came under the notion that Trevor was the one making all of our money, but it simply isn't true. Maybe you misunderstood something that Trevor told you? I really don't know what led you to believe that he is rich. What in the world are you talking about? How could you be making all of the money? You are only working part-time, right? That doesn't make any sense at all. I do occasionally work a part-time job here and there, but that isn't where I have been making all of my income. I really have only been doing it to get out of the house occasionally and keep myself busy. My parents work in real estate, and I have been too. We do property and asset management. It's not very involved or time-consuming, so I try to keep myself busy with other things. But it is where all of my income is from. Your family is in real estate? But what about Trevor? Is he not involved in this business at all? No, he isn't involved in the slightest. Actually, now that we're on the topic, I don't think that he is even employed right now. How could he be unemployed? I believe that the company Trevor has been working for went totally bankrupt several months ago. Naturally, he was let go from his position. He had been saying that he wanted to use the opportunity to take up a new job where he could work mostly from home. That freelance job was barely paying any money at all, though. Fortunately for the both of us, I made enough to cover anything necessary to live comfortably. Since his new job allowed him to be at home throughout the week, we had agreed that Trevor could take up some of the housework. Also, things like taking the children to and from school. It wasn't a terrible situation, even though he wasn't making as much money as he did at his previous job. But since he had been bringing the children to and from school, that's when you and Trevor started seeing one another. Rather than doing what he was supposed to and doing work from home, he ended up just wasting his time with another woman. Since he had been falling behind on his work, he lost that job too and hadn't been making any money at all. I can't believe it. But does that mean that Trevor still isn't working now? There's no way he could have gone this long without being employed. Well, if the situation hasn't changed since he started seeing you, I imagine that would be the case. I haven't been in touch with him since we finished the divorce, so I honestly don't have a clue. This can't be real. There's no way that he could be unemployed. How could he have covered all of the costs from the divorce? How could he be paying child support if he isn't working? Like I said, I haven't been in touch with him, Andrea. I honestly don't have a clue where he could have come up with money for any of that. If I had to guess, he probably took out a loan or borrowed the money from somewhere. That seems like the most plausible answer. He's in debt? It probably wasn't a good idea for him to let his work fall by the wayside while he was out having a good time, don't you think? Then he lied to me. He lied about making $130,000 a year. Why would he do that? I don't know whether or not he lied. It's possible you misunderstood him as well. Who knows? How could this be happening? That's something that only you can answer. While Trevor and I were filing our divorce, this had actually come up in one of our conversations. Trevor said that a little bit before the two of you started seeing one another, you had asked him about his yearly income. That's right. That's absolutely right. I remember having that conversation with him. I swear he told me he was making around $130,000 annually. I believe he told me that when you had asked about finances, he answered with our household income, rather than his own specific salary. Maybe you took that answer and interpreted it how you wanted? Household income! He had only just begun working his new job from home, and like I said before, he was barely making any money at all compared to what I was. Maybe that was the only appropriate answer he felt that he could give at the time. But none of this matters to you anyway, right? You said so yourself. The money didn't really matter to you one way or the other. Right. I did say that, didn't I? You said it's true love, and that money was never a part of your decision. So everything is all right. You weren't lying, were you? Well, even if he isn't rich or employed, he's still the man that you claim to love so much. But this isn't a matter of not having much money. He is unemployed. And in debt? I had no idea that this was the kind of situation he was in. Well, it seems that is your reality now. I am sure the two of you will be able to work together to pay off all of that pesky debt. The two of you will be able to save up to be rich in no time. I can't believe this is happening. This is not at all what I expected. Through miscommunication, or pure ignorance, Andrea was fully under the impression that Trevor was making over $130,000 a year. The bottom line is that with child support payments, divorce settlements, and whatever debt that he accrued in his time unemployed, Trevor and Andrea would not be able to cover all of the costs. As for the source of Trevor's debt, I've heard that he asked to borrow money from a friend that had a lot of investments in the stock market. Andrea turned her greedy gaze towards Trevor's wealthy friend and set her sights on a new goal. However, that dream was crushed within seconds. It didn't take long for Trevor to hear from his friend about what Andrea was doing, and not long after, the two were divorced. The settlement from Trevor and Andrea's divorce left her to deal with many of her newfound expenses alone. She ended up being in more debt than she ever could have imagined. Andrea tried to get back with her former husband, Jim, and Trevor tried to reconcile things with me. However, both Jim and I refused to entertain the thought. Now both Andrea and Trevor are trying to manage their new, lonely lives while paying off debts and settlements. The old adage still rings true to this day. The grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence.
Sabrina! Answer me now! What the hell are you doing with my husband? I cannot believe what you are doing.
Oh, hello there, Amy. What are you talking about? I'm surprised to receive a message from you out of nowhere. I'm not doing anything with your husband. I'm really confused. What do you want from me?
Stop acting like you don't know. I'm asking you what you're doing with my husband, Zach, at our house.
Oh, did you come back home already? I didn't think that you'd be back for a while longer.
Yes, I just got back home. My work finished early today, so I managed to get back home about an hour earlier than usual. I was not expecting to see this when I got back.
Well, that's so unfortunate. I guess you finally found out. I thought that we did a pretty good job of keeping this a secret for so long.
You seem to be very calm about me finding out. Do you not realize how terrible of a thing you are doing?
Well, I'm a little surprised that you found us, but honestly, I don't really care if you know about what we're doing behind your back. Zach seems so happy to see me every time because I'm so much more attractive than you. It's pretty well known that I'm one of the hottest moms in the area. I also don't mind getting found out because I can just divorce my husband and pay any settlement fees if I get sued for cheating.
Do you really think that you can get away with this that easily? You're destroying a marriage, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be completely fine, actually. It's not that big of a deal, by the way. I'm just sleeping with your husband. And he told me he's going to make sure you get nothing in the divorce. He'll get his family's lawyers to do whatever they can to ensure that. There's absolutely no risk for me whatsoever.
Oh, I see. So, that's how it is. I guess his entire family is pretty rich and has a ton of savings.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to have any trouble with money anytime soon. This huge house that we're making love in right now is his property too, right? This place is just amazing.
Well, I think that it's his parents' property, but they're allowing him to use it.
That's basically the same thing. It's still his house.
Well, I don't really care about who owns the house. How long are you planning to stay here? You're not welcome if you hadn't noticed by now.
What? Are you planning to kick me out already? Isn't it kind of your fault that you came home an hour early? I could have stayed for a little while longer if you didn't come home.
Have you forgotten that summer vacation has already started? I need you to leave.
I know that summer vacation has started, but why does that matter?
My daughter that went out to play with her friends is coming home soon. I don't want to have to let her see her dad and her friend's mom having fun in the bedroom together.
Fine. I'll get ready to leave if you're going to be this persistent.
Are you wearing clothes right now?
Of course not. What did you think we were doing? Stop rushing me. I'll get changed in a bit. Wait, where did my clothes go? Zach can't find his clothes either. How did it all disappear?
Oh, I should apologize about your clothes. It was all left on the floor of the living room, so I collected it all and threw it out.
What? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, I didn't want you running away.
Don't worry, I'm not going to run away. I just want to go back home to my place. Just give me back my clothes so that I can go home like you wanted me to. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that. What? Why won't you let me go home? Sabrina, I know that you and Zach have been seeing each other behind my back for around half a year now. So, you knew about it this entire time? You were talking to me earlier as if you had just found out about it. What was that for? Why did you have to trick me like that? Oh, I'm sorry that I lied to you. How are my acting skills, by the way? I had to buy a little time for everyone to get here. What are you talking about? Everyone to get here? Just let me leave already! Stop treating me like a prisoner! Looks like everyone's arrived now. Zach's parents, your husband, and I are all going to come and talk to you guys in a little bit. What did you just say? Why are they all here? I suggest you find a towel or blanket to wrap around your body. We're heading to the room you guys are in right now. What is happening? Wait, you guys can't just enter the room without my permission. I can finally relax now. Thanks to you, I had a very rough day today. I'm not going to forgive you for this. I'm surprised you're texting me already after all that happened. It's only been a couple of hours. Yeah, whatever. I'm over it already. Did you arrive at your parents' house already? Yeah, I did. I'm at my parents' house right now with my daughter. Well, good for you. You must have left pretty soon after we talked. You looked really desperate getting all your belongings together while everyone else shouted at me and Zach. Everyone shouting at me was a little scary, but I'm pretty satisfied with how it all went. I'm so glad I got to see you walking out of the house looking so miserable. You looked like you were about to cry. Anyway, I just arrived back at Zach's place. Now we have no need to worry about being found out. Guess what we're going to be doing all night? It's going to be so much more relaxing knowing that you won't be interrupting us. We can be as loud as we want, too. It seems like you're having such a great time. Enjoy it while it lasts. Do you really think that you're going to be able to get away with this? I told you earlier today, didn't I? There's nothing you can do. Zach's mine now. So don't be expecting to live off of Zach like you have been. Your luck's ran out. I'm taking it all, so you should get out of my way. Poor single mom. It's going to be tough, but I'm sure you'll make it. Oh, I just remembered something. Zach told me to tell you that as soon as the settlement fee is agreed, he will transfer all the money to your bank account in one transaction. After that, he's done with you. Why is he telling me that as if he's doing me a favor? It's an obligation. Tell him to stop talking so arrogantly towards me. It's just so embarrassing. Oh, look at you acting so strong now. You just got dumped by one of the richest guys in the area because you're so ugly. I know that deep down you want to break down and cry. Say whatever you want to me. I don't care. Yeah, I will say whatever I want. You're not going to be able to stop me. I love Zach so much. I also love the huge house that he lives in and all the money that he has. It's an amazing feeling having a guy that's rich by your side. It's such a shame that you lost him, right? You really don't know how to shut up, do you? Yeah, I'm just so happy right now. My life is going to be first class from now on. I feel like I'm the wife of a celebrity. I'm going to live such a luxurious life from tomorrow. Well, good for you. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, whatever. Shut up and go cry in a corner. I have some great news for you. I'm finally pregnant with Zach's child. Oh, wow. What great timing. Yeah, right? I had some morning sickness, so I went to the store to buy a pregnancy test. I took the test and it was positive. Everything is just going perfectly to plan. I have him all to myself now, and now there's a child between us. According to plan? What are you talking about? My plan was to get pregnant with his child so that I could live in this huge house and have access to some of his money. I'm finally going to be rich and live a luxurious lifestyle. My plan will finally be complete once your divorce from him is over. There's no point in you being his wife anymore. Hurry up and divorce him, you ugly cow. I guess that makes sense. Thank you so much. I can finally get divorced from him. Wait, why are you happy? I don't need such a trashy husband like him in my life. Oh, and also, you guys better get your belongings together and leave the house as soon as possible. What the hell are you saying? Why would we leave this house? This mansion is where me and Zach are going to start our new life together. Stop telling me nonsense just because you're sad about what happened. What the hell is going on? Could you tell me what's going on? We just got told to move out of this house by tomorrow. Oh, that house is getting sold pretty soon. That's probably why you're being told to move out. Wait, what? How is that even possible? It was you who did this, right? What did you do? I personally didn't do anything. I don't get it. Explain what is happening to me right now. I thought that this house was owned by Zach anyway. How could it be put on sale without his permission? It doesn't make any sense. There's no way that this is happening legally. It's not possible to just kick us out. That house isn't actually his property at all. What did you just say? It's actually his grandpa's house. Zach doesn't own the house, although he doesn't advertise that. He was just given permission to live there temporarily. His grandpa owns the place? Why doesn't he live here then? Well, his grandpa owns another property that's right next to the beach, and he is living there right now with Zach's grandma. He didn't want to leave that house empty, so he gave me, my daughter, and Zach permission to live there as long as we maintain the house properly. I didn't know anything about that. I just assumed that it was his property because he kept on boasting to me about how big and beautiful the place was. Well, that's your fault for assuming Zach is trustworthy. I'm sure he would have told a bimbo whatever to get his chances of scoring better. I guess it turns out your plan wasn't a very good plan after all. I can't believe this. What's going to happen to the luxurious life that I had planned if we can't live here anymore? Who knows? Anyway, I heard that there are some potential buyers for the house and that there are some workers coming to the house in a couple of days to clean the house. They're cleaning the place in a couple of days? That's so soon! You guys are going to get in the way of the cleaners if you're still there when they come. I'd recommend getting out of the house by tomorrow, if you can. How can this be happening to me? I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. Why did things have to end up like this? Why do you have to keep contacting me? What is it this time? I've already got divorced with Zach and he's paid me the divorce settlement. We've decided on a payment plan for child support for our daughter, so there's no need for us to talk anymore. I really don't enjoy having to talk to you. We gathered up all our belongings and left the house like we were told. Then we went to Zach's parents' place, but they didn't let us inside. They won't even talk to us. Why are they acting like they hate us? Isn't it kind of obvious that they wouldn't let you in? They cut all ties with Zach after they found out what you guys were doing. We then decided to go to my parents' place because we had no place to stay. They didn't let us inside either. They told me to leave right away and that they didn't want to ever have to see me again. Well, I completely understand why they would act like that. You both did some pretty terrible things after all. Shut up and keep listening! As a last resort, we decided to go to Zach's grandpa's place by the seaside. I thought that he would let us stay there until things calmed down a little. Grandparents pretty much always love their grandchildren, and I'm a really attractive and easygoing person, so I thought that they would accept us immediately. They didn't even let us talk to them. They just locked the door and ignored us completely. He is a very strict and morally correct person after all. I guess he couldn't forgive you guys for having an affair. What the hell is wrong with everyone? All I did was sleep with Zach. They should be happy that he's going to get married to such an attractive person like me. A CEO like him deserves a beautiful woman like me by his side. Did you just say CEO? What are you talking about? I think that it would be better for him and his company's reputation if I attend all the work events by his side. Having an ugly cow like you by his side would negatively affect his company. I don't get why everyone is treating me like a bad person. They should be treasuring me. I don't know how to tell you this, but there seems to be a misunderstanding. I don't care anymore! I'm going to go and ask Zach to buy us a high-rise condo to live in. I'm going to look down on all the poor losers of society while drinking some expensive wine every night. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Zach is just a regular employee. He's not the CEO. You're so funny. That's a joke, right? Why would I tell you a lie? The CEO at our company is someone else. That can't be true. He's the son of the previous CEO. Didn't he inherit his dad's position? Our company decides our leaders based on skill and contribution to the company. Our backgrounds don't matter at all. I'm the manager of one of the departments, by the way. You're a manager? Someone like you? Yeah, I am. Actually, I just remembered that Zach got fired a few days ago. You haven't heard from him? He got caught flirting around with you during a Zoom meeting. He's also been making a ton of easy mistakes recently. I don't think he was able to focus with you by his side constantly. You have got to be kidding me! He got fired? How did he get caught flirting around with me? Wait, are you telling me that he was in a meeting when we were doing it in his workroom? I won't get into the details as I really don't want to know about it. Why don't you just think about it? You guys were constantly sticking to each other when you were at the house. He was also working a full-time job the entire time. Does it all match up now? He was sleeping and flirting with you throughout most of his work meetings. Wait, so you're telling me that the entire company knows about… Yeah, pretty much. It's all your fault that he ended up losing his job and his house. Your stupid plan is what caused all this to happen to you guys. Although he should take some of the blame as well. It's not possible to cheat on someone by yourself, after all. My life is really falling apart. Oh, and also, one more thing that I forgot to mention. I think that he used up all of his savings when paying me the settlement fees and child support money. I had a very good advantage and some aggressive corporate lawyers on my side, so the amount is pretty high. His family also plan on removing him from their will, so he won't be inheriting any of their money or property. I'm pretty sure that it's very unlikely that he's going to become rich anytime soon. You're going to have to say goodbye to your plans for a luxury life in a high-rise condo. Fine then! I'm going to end things with him and get back together with my ex-husband. I highly doubt that's going to be possible. Why is that? Well, you cheated on him and then got pregnant with another man's child. I don't think any guy is going to forgive you for doing such a thing. I think your child that decided to live with your ex hates you as well. I don't think that there is a place for you to return to in that family. Damn it! I really messed up, didn't I? How did my plan end up going so badly like this? I just cannot believe it. I thought for sure that I would live a luxury life where I would never have to work a single job again. Where the hell am I meant to live now? We have no money or house. There's just way too many problems now. I don't know what to do. Well, that's for you guys to figure out now. I'm going to go take a nice long bath to relax myself, so I've got to go. Goodbye, and never contact me again. I was really surprised with the actions that they took after they got kicked out the house. They tried to crash at Zach's parents' place and then went to beg Sabrina's parents for help, but nobody would talk to them. After that, they traveled to Zach's grandparents' place that is in another state. I'm pretty sure that they must have used close to $2,000 in all the transport and hotel fees getting to those places. Considering that they are currently both unemployed right now, I'm sure that must have hurt their wallet very much. After being rejected by all their relatives, they decided to rent out a cheap apartment together to live in. They wanted to break up with each other after all that had happened. However, they were unable to afford a place to live by themselves, so they're living together out of necessity. Also, all of their relatives are monitoring them both, as they know that Sabrina is pregnant right now. They're all discussing on what to do with the child once she is born, as they want the child to have a fair chance at life. The child doesn't deserve a terrible life just because of what her parents did in the past, after all.
Hey, Yvonne! What do you think you're doing, not coming to work when there are important customers coming? You need to be in the office. Do you want our company looking like it's staffed with slackers during important negotiations? Pick up your phone or respond.
I'm sorry it took so long to respond, Mr. Smith.
Get back to work.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that. My mother's funeral is today, so I'm out on bereavement leave. I've already received permission to take the day off.
Huh. Bereavement leave.
Just this past week, my mom passed away due to illness. We managed to finish up the preparations for the funeral yesterday, and today is the ceremony. Knowing that the ceremony would be on a work day, I contacted Julie, my division supervisor, and she confirmed the leave. She also helped arrange for another employee to handle today's negotiations in my place, so I don't think there should be any issues.
So, you're saying you got someone to cover for you? That's just pathetic. You can't ever seem to stand up on your own, can you? You're always relying on someone else. Do you really think it's acceptable to push your workload onto someone else while you go and take a vacation day? For an employee as low as you to think you can do something like that, you must really think highly of yourself, huh?
I'm sorry, sir, but it's not a vacation day. It's bereavement leave. I have a right to take time off. Since I'm an only child, I've got a lot of responsibilities regarding the funeral to take care of, too. I don't have any siblings to help share the burden.
Yeah? So what?
I mean, I'm sorry that this seems to bother you, but I can't really help it.
Look, just because your poor little mommy died doesn't mean you should be causing this much of an uproar about it.
How could you say something like that?
Now, you listen up. Any truly productive member of society knows that one's work comes before all else. No exceptions. So hurry up and get over here.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. It's not even a matter of whether I want to or not. It's quite impossible.
What's this now? Are you going to try to come up with some other pitiful excuse now?
I am currently quite far away from the office. From my mother's house where I am now, it would take over 4 hours by plane to get there. And that's not counting how it would be next to impossible to even catch a flight in such a short time.
What? So you're actually serious? You're telling me that even though you knew these crucial negotiations were happening today, you went traveling to someplace such a long distance away? How utterly irresponsible can you get?
Yes. As I've said multiple times, I am on bereavement leave.
Okay, then I'll be expecting you to be coming in bright and early tomorrow.
I'm sorry, but given that the death in this case is that of my mother, I took bereavement leave for the entire week.
Well then, I guess I have no choice but to cut your salary for the next year.
I'm sorry?
That's your penalty for not coming in today. If I don't see you in here tomorrow, then you're also not getting any bonus this year. And if I don't see you the day after tomorrow, you're fired.
Even if you're the president of the company, I don't think you have the power to make such unreasonable threats.
Oh, you think so? You said it yourself. I am the president. I make the rules around here. Not you, not anyone else. Now, if you finally understand, then hurry up and come back here and get to work. No one is going to do your work for you. I'll make sure that it's all ready and waiting for you to handle.
You're heartless.
All I'm doing is teaching my employees to be more aware of what's important. I think you should be thanking me for this valuable educational opportunity. Well, I've told you what's what, so I don't see any reason to waste any more of my valuable time dealing with you. If you don't want to be fired, you would better make sure I see you at work tomorrow.
Good evening, Yvonne. Good evening, Julie. Did everything go well today? Yes, everything went fine, thank you. First, I wanted to offer you my condolences for your loss. Thank you. I'm doing my best to hang in there. I'm sorry to have left so much work for you and the rest of the division to deal with. Please don't worry. I understand completely. Sure, thanks to the negotiations today, we've got more discussions to deal with in the future, but at least we're not in our busy season. Your replacement was able to handle the conference wonderfully. The customers all got a clear idea of the benefits we offer, so there weren't any problems. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you for letting me know. The only real problem left is Adam. So, I'm guessing he said something to you? Yeah, he's unfortunately the same as always. He was shouting at everyone else to stop doing any work that was assigned to you. Seriously? Yeah. For how much he was warning us about keeping up a good appearance for the customers, he certainly did his best to make us look bad. Don't worry, we aren't going to just ignore the work he left behind like he asked us to. Things have been hard enough for you as it is, and we're not about to try to pile on more stress. In fact, after he gave that ridiculous order and we all replied with our usual, "Okay, understood," like we always do, he just up and left the office with a smarmy smile on his face. Wow. And he thinks we'll make the company look bad? Sorry you had to deal with all of that. There is nothing you have to apologize about. It is your right as an employee to take bereavement leave. No one should be trying to take that from you, and anyone who thinks they should is a horrible person. Please, take your time dealing with your mother's affairs, and do not worry one bit about things over here. Okay. Thank you very much. But what is it? Well, it's about that thing we talked about a little while ago. Ah, right, I see. Yeah, this certainly seems like the right time to me. After seeing everything that happened today, I had the same thought cross my mind. It's been about a year since the previous president suddenly passed away. Since then, his son has just been treating the company like his own personal plaything, doing whatever he wants and barking orders like there's no tomorrow. I still can't believe he tried to propose to you. I'm surprised you didn't leave the company right then and there. To be honest, I thought he was making some sick joke. At least, I hope he was. Well, regardless, ever since you rejected him, he's just been a whiny brat who's constantly trying to antagonize everyone. You haven't even seen what he wrote to me today. He practically spit on my mother's grave, he was so disrespectful. I'm telling you, Julie, I'm at the end of my rope here. I can't take any more of this. I'm sorry if this might be a bit sudden, but I feel like we should really start acting on our plans. Agreed. Don't worry about us over here. You just take your time to work through everything on your end. I will. Thank you so much. I'm glad to have you on my side.
Hey, Yvonne! It's past opening hours. You should be at work by now. You didn't forget what I told you 2 days ago, did you? That does it. What makes you think it's acceptable to take a whole week off for a mere funeral?
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
This isn't the time for pleasantries. You're in big trouble. You are completely worthless to the company. You're fired. No matter how much you cry or beg, I'm not going to change my mind. It's too late for apologies. Well, actually, now that I think of it, I'm not that heartless. If you really want to keep your job, I can think of one way that you might be able to stick around here.
Oh, and what might that be, if I might be so bold?
Actually, I'll be generous. I won't just offer you one way out. I'll give you 3 whole choices. 1. You can get on your knees, kiss my feet, and beg for your job, specifically saying, "Oh, please forgive my rudeness, master." 2. Become my personal maidservant and greet me every day when I come home with, "Welcome home, master. How may I serve you?" 3. Agree to live in the doghouse in my garden, following every command I give you for the rest of your life. So, hurry up and choose.
Well, this has to be the easiest choice I've ever seen. I'll take option 4. I've already sent my notice of resignation.
Hold on. You did what?
I'm sure it has arrived at the office by now. I sent it via registered mail, and I've been keeping track of its progress. You're not about to claim that you haven't received it when I have written proof showing otherwise.
Wait. Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Your resignation notice?
I'm sorry, Adam. Is that word too big for you? It means I'm quitting the job. I'm leaving. I'm not working for you anymore.
No, that's not what I mean. And it's Mr. Smith to you. Show some respect to your superiors. Do you really think I'll allow you to do something like this?
I don't believe there is any rule forbidding me from sending my resignation notice by mail. Adam. As for the cases that I was managing, they can easily be transferred to other employees with little trouble. So with all that said, I am resigning from the company. There's nothing that you can say or do to convince me otherwise.
Oh, is that so? Oh yes, I see how it is. You're a complete imbecile. And to think you could have been living a carefree life with a president for a husband, if you had just accepted my proposal. And just as I was thinking that a woman as greedy as you couldn't possibly exist in this world, you say you're going to resign. That's just ludicrous. To think that in this day and age, someone would just willingly plunge headlong into unemployment. I'm laughing so hard that my stomach is starting to hurt.
So you really are just living in your own disgusting little fantasy world, huh? I don't think there's anything I need to say at this point. Goodbye, you pathetic wretch of a man.
Answer the phone! Yvonne! Is this all you're doing? Answer me! I know you're there!
Oh, it's you. Hello, Adam. What is it?
Don't make me repeat myself. I asked you if you're the one who did this.
I'm sorry. You can't just ask if I did this if I don't know what this is. Try using your words. Or does the poor little president not understand how communication works?
Cut the disrespectful crap and answer me!
Look, it's been a couple months since I left the job, remember? If you don't explain what it is you're talking about, I'm never going to be able to answer your question.
The planning and managing departments. Every single member of them sent in letters of resignation. All at once, too. You were in the management department, weren't you? You had to have planned something out with them. What the hell did you do?
I think you're misunderstanding things here. Whether or not I've done anything isn't what you should be thinking about.
Stop speaking in riddles and tell me what you mean.
Well, it's about Julie, the leader of the management division. Recently, she actually managed to start her own business.
Her own business?
That's not all. I was offered a job there some time ago.
What?
Well, my resignation was actually a little earlier than I was originally planning.
You do realize that you're stabbing this company in the back, right?
I am sorry? There certainly wasn't ever a non-compete clause in my employment contract.
Who cares about that? You had been working here for what? 6 years, right? Even after we had been employing you for 6 years, you just up and left without a shred of remorse. Don't you have any company loyalty?
You think this is a matter of loyalty? I don't think you really remember how things went back then. If I hadn't sent my letter of resignation, I would have simply been fired anyway, remember?
What do you mean?
That's not all either. The only person I felt any obligation to was your late father, the original president. After you took his place, you didn't treat anyone here with the slightest bit of respect. You treated the company worse than a dog treats a chew toy. You just did whatever you wanted, regardless of the consequences. A president who doesn't appreciate his employees or the company he runs deserves no respect or loyalty from any of his staff.
How dare you?
Well, I think you've got your answer, so are we done? I really need to get back to work.
Wait, hold on. I'll delete the records of your resignation, so just come back here.
I'm sorry, what?
You'll work here, starting today. Okay? Be here in no more than 1 hour.
No.
Excuse me. Are you not listening to a thing I'm saying?
Why should I?
This is an order from the president.
Yeah, the president of a company I no longer work for. I have no obligation to listen to a thing you say.
I told you I'm erasing the records of your resignation, didn't I?
And I'm telling you, no. I won't agree to rejoining your company.
How dare you?
Oh, and by the way, about those 2 departments that resigned? Those 16 people? Have you ever considered that the reason why they all resigned at the same time was because of you?
What? No. There's no way that I could have made that many people leave. You had to have done something. You or Julie. This isn't my fault. I've been doing a great job.
Ah, so that's what you think then. I guess you never woke up from your fantasy world, huh? To work under a president who's little more than a decoration. One who is president in name only and does no actual work. Working under someone like that only brings despair and resentment. No employee would willingly continue working in that sort of environment. And that's not even getting into how much you've been harassing me. In more ways than one.
What are you saying?
I've only got one more thing to tell you. For you to disrespect my departed mother and throw all kinds of abuse at me for attending her funeral with no remorse. If any president acts like that to their employees, sooner or later, things would end up like this. I guarantee it. After I resigned from that company, I started working at Julie's startup and helped her with all sorts of things. At first, I thought she would only bring a few other former employees with her. But Adam's tyranny also had an impact on the customers, and they turned away from him as well. Those clients then turned to Julie's company, and we started getting all sorts of work contacts. This, combined with Julie just being a very well-liked person already, led most of the former employees to her new business. It got to the point that essentially every single employee of Adam's jumped ship to Julie's company. Eventually, all of the clients switched over to working with us too. So, in the end, that disgusting man's actions drove his late father's company into total bankruptcy, and the business collapsed. Having been crushed by a mountain of debt, now he's living a life of destitution, grumbling and cursing how no one would work for him. With how horribly he treats everyone he sees, the local kids have started throwing insults at him just to record his actions for internet videos. Thank you very much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please look forward to the next video.